Did you know that a single 1965 Lincoln penny, yes, a humble 1-cent coin, once sold for a staggering $187,000? That's not a typo. It's real, and the story behind it will leave you speechless. Most of us overlook pennies. They jingle in our pockets, collect dust in drawers, and often end up forgotten. But what if one of those seemingly insignificant coins held the key to a fortune? Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1965 Lincoln cent, a coin that appears ordinary, but hides secrets that continue to amaze collectors, investors, and historians alike. We'll uncover why the 1965 penny became the center of numismatic fascination, how a rare specimen reached a six-figure price at auction, and what to look for in your own collection. This isn't just about a coin, it's about a chapter in American monetary history, full of unexpected turns, government decisions, minting anomalies, and a once-in-a-lifetime era that turned copper into gold, metaphorically speaking. Let's rewind the clock and go back to a critical turning point in U.S. coinage. The mid-1960s were a turbulent time for U.S. coinage. By 1965, the country was facing an unprecedented coin shortage. The rising price of silver had created chaos. Coin collectors and the public were hoarding silver coins, especially dimes, quarters, and half dollars. As a result, businesses were struggling to make change, and the U.S. Mint was under enormous pressure to keep coins circulating. To address the crisis, the government made a bold decision. In 1965, they eliminated silver from dimes and quarters completely and reduced it significantly in half dollars. For cents, the composition stayed the same to 95% copper, 5% zinc, but big changes were coming to the way coins were dated and struck. One of the key changes, the suspension of mint marks. From 1965 to 1967, the U.S. Mint removed mint marks from all coins to discourage hoarding and reduce pressure on the minting facilities. This means that every 1965 penny looks like it was minted in Philadelphia, even if it wasn't. This effort at coin standardization would unintentionally set the stage for one of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln cents ever struck. Let's break down the standard 1965 Lincoln penny. It features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, first introduced in 1909 to mark the centennial of Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse hasn't changed much over the decades. The reverse in 1965 still bore the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, introduced in 1959 to replace the wheat ears design. The standard specifications were composition 95% copper, 5% zinc, weight 3.11 grams, diameter 19.05 millimeters, edge plain. Tens of millions of 1965 Lincoln cents were struck, over 1.49 billion to be exact, all without mint marks. So what made one of them worth $187,000? The answer lies not in what the coin was supposed to be, but in what it accidentally became.